Welcome back to Ride JBI. This is JB. Today we finished a suspension revalve on this WP XACT Pro 6500 cartridge kit. This kit was revalved to our JBI suspension, Flowy single track Spec. And these forks will be outfitted to a 2022 Husqvarna TX300. Unlike the motocross models, the TX model is not lowered 10 millimeters. As you can see, we've already fitted the proper spring rates for the rider to the cartridge assembly. These cartridges, again, have already been revalved. During that revalve, we changed out what's called the compression piston post with our JBI suspension subvalve. That is this piece here in gold. That allows us to run some very soft and plush off-road settings without the forks being overly divey. That's where the low speed valve comes into play. Again, that is this piece here in gold. We also changed out the stock pressure springs to some softer pressure springs. This ensures that the forks have a very nice smooth feel all the way through the travel, which is really important for the Flowy single track setting. This way, when you're riding off-road and encountering the various obstacles that you find out on the trail, this ensures the fork has a very smooth, supple, and comfortable feel as it rides over all those rocks, ridges, roots, ledges, anything you're going to think of that you would find out on the trail. All while doing that without the fork being too stiff and deflecting the front wheel. It also allows you to ride those more faster paced sections where you're encountering whoops and going more in those higher second gear speeds and third gear speeds where you have a lot of momentum when you ride. This fork setting also encompasses that as well, so that way you have good hold up and bottoming resistance for that type of riding out on the trail. With all our JBI suspension setups, we provide a JBI suspension settings guide. That is this piece of paper here, which details rider and bike information, and it tells you how we have it set up for them in terms of where their clickers are for their base setting, how much oil we recommend, what spring rate we selected, and also the fork tube height. From that base setting, it also gives them 2 softer settings and 2 firmer settings. This is a custom settings guide, so each rider that we do suspension for, it gets their own guide that is specific to them. The 6500 kit has proved to be very popular of a fork upgrade compared to the stock air fork. It vastly outperforms it overall, and by overall I mean it has a much smoother, plusher, and softer feel on the small to medium bumps, and a lot more bottoming resistance for those high impact situations that you incur out on the trail. Those situations would be ledges that you drop off of and G-outs. Ride JBI also has a complete install guide on how to install this WP XACT Pro 6500 kit into your own forks. Ride JBI has also tested, tuned, and developed many other suspension settings for these WP XACT Pro 6500 cartridges. So if you'd like Ride JBI to do your suspension, please give us a call or send us an email. We can talk about the details of the year, make, and model bike that you have, what options are available, and which setup would be best for you. All JBI suspension services and parts can be found at ridejbi.com.